welcome to Watching My Wealth. This is my channel where I'm attempting to get money management right. I'm a little delayed in this, but this is my what I spent this week for the 30th of October until the 5th of September. I was meant to upload this a few days ago, but it's been a bit of a wild ride this week, to be honest. On Sunday, we had an announcement around the stage 4 lockdown in Melbourne, and basically that it's going to be extended for a significant amount of time in various stages. And whilst I was initially a bit relieved to hear that we were going to have some changes, the reality of the continued shutdowns of business did hit me all of a sudden, and I think, like a lot of people in Melbourne at the moment, I definitely fell in a bit of a heap. It's pretty terrifying. I feel very grateful that I have a job right now, because many people will not by the time this is all over, I believe. So it's been a big week. I'm worried for a lot of people in my life, and then work has also been incredibly busy. So after missing Sunday and the upload, I thought I would catch up on Monday, but it just hasn't happened. So I apologize for the delay, but I'm here and I'm ready to show you what I spent. All right. So let's start with the 30th of August. I spent $4.99 on Uber Eats, and if you've watched any of my other videos, I'm finally adding my categories as I go so that I don't have to type these out each time. This was a tiny little spend. I was given a voucher. This was just to pay the gap for a little treat for myself, which was lovely. The 1st of September, $2.50 was paid for my Raise account fees. Raise is a micro investing app that I use. It costs $2.50 to be a member until, I believe, your portfolio hits about $10,000, and then the billing structure changes. But for me at the moment, $2.50 a month comes out to cover that. Also on the 1st of September, I had a deduction for $15.99 for Spotify, which comes out of my general allowance. I've changed this plan today to bring the costs down. I do listen to Spotify quite a lot, and particularly now that we're working from home all the time, it's really nice to have it in the background without ads. But I was on a plan for multiple people, and I'm the only one using it, so I'll only pay for myself. Thank you very much. Another one on the 1st of September. Obviously, everything came out this day. $126.23 for Woolworths. This was my groceries for the week before. As I say each time, I allow myself $150 a week for my groceries. I'm trying not to hit that at the moment because I have overspent in this category in previous months. So I want to create better habits for myself and stop spending so much money on food, but also recoup some of that overspend from previous months. Okay, and another one on the 1st of September, which was a little bit of an impulse purchase. This was for ancestry.com.au, and I've been doing my family history on and off now for probably 2 years, and I cancelled my subscription because it's just incredibly expensive. And whilst I really love doing it, unless I've got the time to dedicate, it's just not worth paying the subscription. It's like extortionate, I believe, for information that really they're just aggregating from other websites. But anyway, that's beyond the point. I got asked a very specific question about my family tree, and in order to do the research for that, I had to pay for a month of Ancestry. If I'd thought about it for more than 2 seconds, I probably would have decided that it wasn't worth answering that particular question, or I could have written it down and found the information at a later time when I was highly invested in spending time on the page. But yeah, I've probably just flushed that down the toilet, and that has come from my general allowance, which, if you watched last week's video, you'll know I said that I wasn't going to draw down upon, but obviously I'd forgotten about Spotify. This was spontaneous, and now you can see why I need a channel where I budget my money, because I need to talk through these things with myself and remind myself that I have choice. I have choice. I need to check in with myself before I part with my hard-earned money. Okay, the next one is on the 2nd of September, $15.35 from AusPost, which is Australia's postal service. This also came from my general allowance category, but this was the cost to post a pair of shoes that I sold, which was another commitment that I made last week, was that I would try to sell some things around my house, and I did. I sold a pair of shoes for $60, including postage, so I've made a little profit there, which I've put into my grocery category, again trying to make up for the overspend in previous months. Where am I up to? Okay, and then the 3rd of September, $93 was paid to Optus, which is a telecommunications company. This was for my internet and mobile phone. I'm very happy with what I spend on my internet and my mobile phone. This covers everything. I never go over my limits. Also, with Optus, I'm able to donate data each month. And anytime I've got a lot of data left on my plan, which at the moment, because I'm at home, that is happening quite frequently. I'm only using the Wi-Fi. I can donate data to organisations in Australia that help children who have a lack of access to internet. How brilliant, particularly at times like these where kids are at home, and if they are in a home that is not well equipped for online learning, they would be really struggling. So I feel really happy to be able to help out like that. Okay, 4th of September, I spent $2.49 on Google storage. This also came out of my general allowance category, and what I'm realizing as I'm working through this is that I should really just set up a subscriptions category to cover things like Google and Spotify. If you think that's a good idea, tell me, or do you think I'm over-engineering this? I never know whether to go highly detailed or keep it simple. The advice is so different if you listen to different budgeters. Okay, and then the 5th of September, $135.09 again to Woolworths. This is for the groceries that I consumed, that I purchased last week to consume this week, if that makes sense. So this order was delivered last Friday, but it's this week's groceries. So just in case you're wondering why I keep ending up with 2 grocery transactions in 1 week, it's because this first one was billed late. So the day that I purchased and the day that the transaction went through were 2 different dates. I hope that makes sense. I think it does. Anywho, that came from my groceries allowance. And then the 5th of September, I spent $47.59 on Menulog, which is similar to like a Deliveroo or an Uber Eats. This is from my takeaway eating out category. I've just started the keto diet and I'm really loving it, but I worked super late one night last week. And I hadn't, like, it'd been one of those days where I hadn't had lunch and I was starving and I knew I had to keep working. And I really was craving ribs. So I found a place close by that does ribs just with seasoning and oil and no crap. And they were amazing and worth every penny. Okay, and then my final item for this week was $21.20 for Shopify. Whoops, Shopify. Again from general allowance. And this one is another subscription that I kind of completely forgot about. I need to take action on this. I actually thought I'd cancelled this, but I think I might have just put it on a temporary pause or something like that because I can't recall this coming out last month. Anyway, I don't need this subscription, so this needs to be cancelled. If you see this come out of my pay again, out of my bank account again, please call me out on it. It means that I have been lazy and I have not resolved this. Like $21.20 over the course of 12 months, that adds up. So that's an action item, is to cancel that subscription and then potentially to put some of these expenses through a subscriptions category in YNAB rather than through my general allowance. Please let me know if you think that's a good idea. I would really appreciate the feedback. I've also been so excited to start seeing some comments on my posts. You know, you start these channels and you wonder if you'll ever have anyone ever watch them. I think my first video got 2 or 3 views in total and no comments. So I'm so excited that I have people watching and that we can keep talking about money and all those important things that surround it. Life, family, goals. Like I said, it's a really rough time in Melbourne at the moment, and this is a little project I'm working on and I'm enjoying it. So thank you so much for your support, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye.